Yo, what is up? It is your boy stephlyon, and guys, I literally dropped a reaction video today, and then y'all are having conversation about exploits, and I'm like, what is going on? What are you talking about? So today I'm gonna do a reaction to these exploits. This is Board Gamers video I'm gonna be reacting to, but yeah, let's get into it, and let me learn what these exploits are.
Alpha 4.0, to give a bit of an update there, and then I want to ask your opinion on a relatively hot topic in the community about bugs, exploits, and cheating stuff. Playing this situation, prepare for a little tiny story soon.
Okay, here's the story.
Okay?
Let's listen.
So there's a bit of back and forth, a bit of community drama, and maybe not drama. Well,
it's drama.
Back and forth.
Y'all are saying it's drama.
Oddly polarizing topic. You got a ship, yeah? And you can put FPS items in your ship.
Okay.
And you can do this with lots of other stuff, but I'm just going to give you an example. You put FPS items in your ship, and you can take those items out, you can use them, you can run around with them, you can lose them. And when you go to repair your ship, you will get those FPS items again. You have to put your, I think you have to put your ship into storage with those items in there first, and then when you go to repair your ship, it will sort of like repair the items back.
So if you put items into your ship, and then, wait, no. So you can put items into your ship, then you go, take them out, put them on, you die in combat, and then you go to repair your ship. As long as your ship doesn't blow up, you can, but that only works if your ship has a medical bay, right? Because you can't go get your ship back. Because if you die, you went back to the regular hangar, right?
You've taken out like weapons and stuff like that, yeah?
No.
So I
don't understand.
So you put your
are they in my ship or not?
So you've put your weapons in your ship.
Yeah.
Your FPS weapons in your ship.
Yeah. Like in storage.
In storage, in the gun racks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when you repair your ship, it puts them back into your storage. So you might have lost them. You might have just given them to one of your mates. But when you go to repair your ship at station, it basically goes, this is a part of the ship that needs to be repaired. I'll put the FPS item, new item, duplicates it, puts it back in your ship. Yeah?
Okay.
Now, you pay for that as well. So it's not just the standard repair cost. You have to pay extra for that. It goes, this is now the new value.
Is it the same price of the items?
Yeah. Or an approximate amount towards it.
Okay.
Then what's the problem? If you put it in your ship, and then if you repair your ship, let's say my ship costs, when it's like really badly damaged, it costs 25K to repair. But because I have these items in my ship, now my ship costs, I don't know, 40K to repair because of those items. Therefore, am I not paying for those items? Even if it is duplicating, am I not paying for those items? And then, if that is a thing, in my brain, it's like the easy fix is just make anything that's created or generated from shipping repairs be like worthless, like the way they made the guns worthless. Like if you're trying to sell like a gun that you take off like a broken ship, they cost like nothing. Make those items worth the same, then you can't really call it an exploit, because if people try to make money from that, it doesn't cost nothing.
Because not all items are purchasable, but you can do it with a lot of items. So in that situation, Zin, you've effectively paid to have an FPS weapon rather than have to go and get it again, or an item to go and get it again. You've paid for it to be back on your ship. Is that all right? Is that okay?
It is all right.
If the item was lost with the ship, yes.
Well, if I'm paying for it anyway, if I'm literally paying the price of the item to have it back in my ship,
you're basically saving a loadout. It's like you're saving a loadout. Like, I think that is okay for all the base weapons that you can buy on any regular store, right? If it's like, let's say something that's super rare, I don't really know what's rare in the game yet, but if it's like a super rare gun, okay, boom, y'all were talking about my railguns. I found a railgun and y'all were like, oh my God, that's super rare. If I have a railgun and I lose the railgun, things like that, maybe those should be also just lost indefinitely, right? But things like the regular guns you get from any old NPC, you should probably be able to pay to get those repaired. I feel like that's okay.
ship, do you think that's an issue?
Yeah,
Why?
because it's not been lost.
But you're repairing it.
No, items don't get wear at the moment.
Well, let's go a bit deeper into this. So I don't agree with you on that, but you're coming at from a different point of view than I am, I think. So yeah, so at the moment, basically, you use them, lose them, and you can effectively duplicate them. But you're paying a fee to get them back. Now, you're saying that that's basically duping it kind of as an exploit, potentially?
No, you're not dupe. It's the same way like we regenerate our characters when we die. It's the same thing. You put the blueprint. Okay, I think it would be a lot more palatable if there was like a blueprint system where you can turn these gear into pieces of blueprints and put them into your ship's like server or mainframe, right? But that's the thing. Right now, the game doesn't have that replicator thing that you're planning on adding. If that was in the game, I don't think people would care about it because it's practically the same thing. I think every ship, or at least every medium ship upwards, should literally have a tiny replicator that can replicate gear once you put that blueprint into it. So if you put a blueprint, and let's say the only blueprints are just the regular stuff, all the really like rare stuff, there's no blueprint for that. You just have to find that in the world. But for all the regular stuff, you can buy your blueprint, put it in. You still have to pay the price of buying that weapon at a kiosk or whatever. But if your ship gets destroyed or whatever, and you need to repair your ship, you can also choose to repair your weapons. So it's basically insurance on your weapons, but you're still paying for it. Even if you take your things out and you go out there and you lose it, as long as you can get back to your ship and repair that ship with that loadout that is saved, I think that's okay. They can even incorporate it into there's these little chambers you're adding where you can like put your gear up into these chambers. In my opinion, that chamber might be able to replicate items that have blueprints stored in your ship. I don't know. I feel like in a futuristic game, that would make sense. Like, they may have to add a thing where you have to put materials into your ship to have that feature or whatever, but it makes sense, right?
I don't. Yes, essentially an exploit. If you're literally duplicating the item, as in you have the item and then you're doing this thing and you're getting the same item, that's an exploit.
That's a duplicate exploit. So what if
but if they nerf the prices of
even more than the item's value
things
to get the item back? They're going, actually, it's a concierge service at the station. Bam, it is.
No, but you keep saying if you get the item back. Yes, to get the item back, that's fine. If the item already exists, then you shouldn't be able to buy it back.
Well, shouldn't be able to.
But isn't that the same thing as replicating? That's the same thing as replicating. That's what a replicator does. It replicates goods that already exist. Because in my opinion, that makes sense. And if they want to safeguard this, just make anything that has the freaking code X replicator means it was replicated, that thing sells for a nilch. You can sell it for nothing. You do whatever you want. It sells for like $20 a piece because it was replicated. Therefore, it's not up to standards. So therefore, it's cheap as crap. So people can't sell them. So yeah, you can get 100, what is it called? The CS4 or whatever. Get 100 of those. You can only sell it for $20. So yeah, you can equip the whole army with them, but it's only like worth like what, $20 when you sell each one. And then anything rare you can't replicate. That would make sense. So I think there has to be a way to do it, but not with the rare things. That's my only thing is rare things. No.
Well, it's the same as repairing a ship, surely. Like with ammo and fuel, right?
No.
But why not?
Essentially,
Because you're literally buying ammo and fuel that you have used.
But okay, but what if I just say, well, you're buying the item back?
Buying it back, yes.
So buying
if you've lost it.
Buying it back. Well, can I just buy? Oh, I see what you mean. It hasn't been lost yet.
Yeah.
You haven't used it. You're literally duping it.
So if
yeah, but this is the very small-minded way of thinking, especially like, bro, I am literally here like 2 months and I know that they're adding replicators into the game. If a replicator exists, they're obviously going to add a blueprint system for the use of replicators. And if they're adding a blueprint system, why won't we have some sort of like a replicator in ships? We already have some sort of a replicator in the smaller ships. Like I used what's that big ship called? There's a big ship, I think it's the Reclaimer, correct me if I'm wrong, where it's like you can do salvaging. And if you go to the salvage bay, you can replicate all the multi-tools. That is essentially the same thing. So maybe you have to buy like replicating material and put it in your ship to use that feature. But I see it as a thing that probably will end up in the game. So thinking about, oh, it's so bad right now, it's like they're probably implementing this later on and they're just trying it out, or they're putting bits of it in the game as they do, because that's what they keep saying. They put bits of things in the game and at the end it's going to all come together, but they have to have bits of it in there so they can start building on the system. I'm confused.
If you're literally duplicating that item, that shouldn't be allowed. Even if you're paying more, that's not the service you're paying for or should be paying for in my mind.
But you are paying for it. It doesn't make sense because maybe I'm getting it wrong, but from what I'm hearing, you're paying more for it. Therefore, you're paying for it.
Would it be fine to have it as a restocking fee? So I'm going back with my ship and I'm restocking it with food and weapons and stuff. Is that fine?
If you've already defined what's in your vehicle.
Gotcha.
Exactly. Okay, right, okay. We can agree on that.
It can't be stuff that you can't buy normally.
Okay,
Yes,
perfect.
so-
Yeah, okay. Okay, we're all on the same page. That's essentially what I'm saying. As long as it's things you can buy in the game, as long as you've bought it, you've stocked it, and you've said, okay, I want to insure all these things on my ship. Now when I'm out there and I have to come back and I have to re-get a ship or reclaim a ship, there's an extra price I can pay for a fully restocked ship or just a base ship that's just my actual ship that I own. Or I can get a fully restocked ship for, I don't know, 100 grand more or 200 grand more. Okay.
That's the thing, right?
Everybody hold your horses.
Using this for me, it is, are you using this to duplicate items that aren't supposed to be able to be duplicated? Say, that's the sort of wrong word. Duping stuff, probably bad. But are you using it to get items that you wouldn't normally be able to buy?
That's a problem. That is
effectively what I'm saying. Because some people are effectively, well, you can use this to get super rare stuff, to get stuff that you can't normally buy, and to even duplicate mission items effectively that allow you to jump big sections of gameplay.
Yeah.
Obviously, some of that stuff very much not intended. Other stuff, I think, is CIG going, well, actually, this is intended, but it might be being used in the wrong way at the moment.
I think that's it. But that's the problem with the whole thing where the game's an alpha build, right? So things are intended to be indie game, but they're just not perfected yet. When things are not perfected, again, I said this when I did a review of the game, I believe that people who are playing Star Citizen are a little bit more intellectual than the regular gaming audience. So they are finding exploits. They're going to find exploits. You can't have a game that is early access, that's not finished, and expect there's going to be no exploits or people won't find ways to break the game. They're going to find it. It's just how gamers work. And there's a lot of gamers who just want to dupe things and break systems. I think CIG need to get a literal team together, and all they do is find all the exploits you can get. Pay people to come and break your game. Like, find exploits, try to dupe things, try to break the system. Any system that's in place, break it. They need a team like that. They probably have a team like that, but they need to do it a lot better so people can't find new exploits to just mess around with,
The feature hasn't been fully refined.
Exactly, it's not fully refined.
Yeah. But the way I see it is, obviously they haven't got insurance yet, and they're going to fix it.
Well, there's a level of insurance, but yes, they're not
yeah, basically outfit your ship with stocks of guns and ammo and whatnot.
Yeah.
And as long as it is stuff that you can buy from a shop, regardless of how far away it is, you can buy it in a shop. When you go to reclaim your ship or restock your ship, it will restock all that stuff as well. It's like an inventory, essentially.
Yeah. So,
but now here's the thing: I'm torn between: is it going to be a thing where you can just claim everything back, or is it going to be a thing of if your ship is blown up, you have to restock it again? But it's that's a tricky one, because there could be a thing where it's like, okay, yeah, you can just insure your weapons now, right? Or it's a thing of you insure your vehicle is insured. If you have all those things preloaded, you can come and restock them. But if you don't have them preloaded because your ship was destroyed, you have to go restock them again. It's gonna be a little bit tedious if you do it that way. So I think the best thing is to just add insurance for everything.
Kind of works a little bit like that at the moment. It's just not refined, so it's exploitable. Yeah, no, I love the idea of actually setting a proper, this is the loadout for my
exactly,
ship.
your
Almost
loadout.
like a blueprint of it.
You need a loadout.
This is what I want.
You need
back,
a loadout.
And this
We
is
all
what
need
I
a
want to
loadout.
ensure. Yeah, a more definable system. No, I like that idea very much. So,
and also you could specify these items that are one-offs you've bought with real money and you can't get in game. However, and I guess this is something they'd have to implement, when you reclaim them, if they exist in the world, they essentially dissolve.
That could be a thing,
so
yeah. That could be a
they want
thing.
to put in.
It's just a little bit of coding,
right?
right?
It's been asked for ages and was supposed to be in the sort of recent patches, but didn't make it. The item retrieval service for getting back promo and special items and things like that.
Yeah, that should definitely be a thing.
Like so they do want to have a system for getting them back in game. There may be costs and times associated with that, but costs and times should be associated with everything, including having your ship restocked.
Exactly,
like you said earlier, as long as the item is obtainable in game in some way, even if it's quite far away, you should be able to get it back. But maybe you have to wait a bit longer.
Yeah.
Because it takes a while to get that stuff back. But with the concierge, so the item retrieval service, you will be able to get back like your gold armor and stuff like that. Now, I suppose they're just made to order, or they're rare, but only certain clients can get them, that sort of stuff. So it makes sense that you'll be able to get that. We don't know the system that will be in place for that. Does it make anyone that's got those items that have stolen them or taken them off your body, does it make those items elite?
Nah, but the thing is, like, if someone steals things off your body that are rare items that you can only get from buying it with real money, or you got gifted it from doing an event or something, tag them to players. Literally put the player code on them. Like, it would be so much easier if the players code was on it. So if it's out in the universe, the player's code is on it. If that player goes offline and it's not on their person, delete it. If it's not on their person in storage, delete it. When they come on next time, they have to go reclaim it again, because then that means it was either stolen, they died, or whatever it is. Just delete it. Just tag things to the players. I think they even tag ships to players. Like, just tag things to players.
Legal, and you go, well, you're going to get in trouble if you don't get rid of this or return it.
No. That is stupid. If you die in fair ones or you die in fair PvP, it is what it is. You've lost your gear. The person who stole your stuff, they should be able to use it wherever they want until they log off. So yeah, they get to wear this super cool gear, but as soon as they log off and that gear does not match their player code, they lose it. And when they respawn next time, they're naked, bro, and they have to put on new gear. And it's a thing where you like, oh, I got this really cool gear in PvP, but I know when I log off, I have to have a set of gear ready because I'm going to lose this one. But for now, I can wear it and look cool because I won it. This is my trophy for the rest of the day. Come on, you can't say, oh no, because you took it, it's not yours. You're gonna get in trouble. Stop the cap.
Does it generate missions for people to go after those items to return them to the
you could do that. You could do
See,
that.
The possible problem that's going to come with this is that when CIG do another update, they're going to go, well, we're going to have to reset all this now because people have been abusing it.
So that's a possibility, right? It depends on what CIG are wanting to test,
but
and it depends on how much this has been actually abused. Because there's two things going on here, right? Like, some people are using this, and potentially it is a system that CIG want in game for sure. I really like the idea, and I really like the ability to be able to repair my ship to get my FPS items and stuff back so that I don't have to faff around with it. So I don't have to worry about the item retrieval service at the moment. It allows me to play the game with the items I want to use without having to worry about a bug or something getting rid of them.
Exactly,
it just makes everything a lot more easy to manage. Less faff. I want less faff in Star Citizen. I liked it when I could spawn in my hangar. I want that back. It's just sometimes these things get exploited and abused beyond that. It's an interesting thing, right? Does it break the economy? I'm not sure.
Okay, right. If they know it's like they're doing this now. It's been like 2.5 weeks, right? No, I think like 3 weeks by now. They know it's happening. All you need to do is flip a switch so you can geotag things that are collected when you get your ship back. Geotag things. Just tag anything that's being gotten from getting your ship back. Just tag them. Tag them, and guess what? In the next month or so, you can tell every single player who has done that. And now you should be able to devise some sort of system where it's like, okay, all these things that are geotagged here with this code because it's X replicator or X repair, we're deleting them. They're all gone. Simple. And it doesn't have to affect every player because only the people who've done that lose their stuff. And you should be able to say, okay, this player did it 4 times. Oh, this player did it 100 times. Oh, this player did it 1,000 times. Okay, these 2 guys here, your stuff gone. Like, it shouldn't be that difficult because the main thing now is everyone's like, oh my God, there might be a wipe if this was exploited and used to make people billionaires and millionaires and but it's like, it shouldn't really be that hard to pinpoint who was using them, you know?
Sure if it does, but I suppose some people are going to be egregiously doing it. And very much so, this appears to be at least partially intended by CIG. It just needs an evolution and for stuff to be tweaked. I also saw some people like going, anyone that does this should like be banned. Or it's...
They should be penalized. Banned is huge, especially with an alpha game. Like, it's not live yet. Banning people right now is like, all right, they have to do something egregious to get banned, in my opinion. But it's like, they should be penalized. Like, there should be, again, if you tag things, you should be able to penalize people. That's all it needs. Penalize them. And they'll be like, oh crap, if I do this again, next time it might be worse.
And that sort of stuff. And I don't agree with that either. Like, very much so. Like,
no.
Yeah, some people aren't even knowingly, don't even see it as an exploit at all. Right?
Yeah. The problem is they've obviously implemented something.
Nah. I think after you do something a certain amount of times, you kind of realize that this doesn't seem right. And if you keep doing it, then you kind of know that it might be doing the thing that you shouldn't be doing and you're just doing it anyway. So I think everyone kind of, honestly, you kind of know. So you're just doing it because you're like, can I get away with it?
But until they put out like a mass notice, you can't be held responsible.
You can't be held responsible even if they do put out a mass notice, right? Because some people aren't going to read that notice.
Yeah.
No, but you could have it when you load into the game.
It's not going to get to
everyone. It pops
everyone.
up when you load up the game for the first time.
But when I get pop-ups when I open the game, sometimes I just press X. I'm not trying to read that. I'm trying to get into the game and start doing my thing. You feel me? So some people will still skip that. But yeah, they could do that. But it's like...
Okay.
And if you don't read it, like it's just a little short message saying, this is a bug. If you do it, you will be not banned, but you know, whatever they
You'll be
decide is going
Going
to
to do this
Yes.
egregiously, we may take action against them.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm okay with something like that. CIG put out statements for that sort of stuff, but I'm happy and that things like this are happening now because you want them to happen now.
Exactly,
so
you need them to
CIG
happen now.
Can sort them out, can think about them, can iterate on them, which is all part of the development as a service sort of process that we're all in, and can get this stuff sorted before 1.0 releases. You do not want a
Exactly.
situation where there is exploiting and duping and stuff like that to be in a...
You don't want that to be on the live game, because if you have to wipe a live game where there is a whole bunch of consumers that are on the regular gaming market, your game is going to tank, because the things people are gonna say, if you think what people are saying about Star Citizen now is bad, if you have a live version of this game and you have to oh lord, we do not want that. Nah.
a fully live, no more reset build. And if CIG need to reset for any reason before 1.0 comes out, great. Reset away if it makes the game better. If you need to, do it. If you don't need to, great, don't do it. I just saw this as a really polarizing topic and I'm not really sure why.
I'm confused, guys. How is this a thing that everyone's pissed? Like, I thought it was more. I thought there was like other things. I thought people were like, I don't know, spawning ships and like salvaging them in their hangar or something. What is going on? That's not that bad. It really doesn't feel like it's a heavy fix, man. And if the CIG is literally using a test build, like right now, they probably have a lot of data collection going on. You should be able to pinpoint the same thing happening over and over again. You should be able to tell who's doing it. Like, you're literally collecting data from all the players who are playing. You should be able to say, okay, this person is doing that. Obviously, look, we can see it. The code is the same. And just penalize them. Like, how are people mad about this? This is like, it happens in every game, and especially on such a volatile game right now. It's obviously going to happen, and it doesn't even seem that bad. And the worst thing for me is it seems like it's supposed to be there. Some people are just overusing it, which means they just need to put a timer on it, or you can only do it every hour, every 2 hours, just to stop it for now, and then later on refine it, make it better, and then put it in the way it's supposed to be. But yeah, it doesn't seem like this is crazy. Oh my god, game breaking, we need to have a wipe. Because people were like, oh yeah, we need to have a wipe right now. From this anyway, from this, maybe I'm being misinformed here, but from this, I don't see it as a thing where we need to have a wipe.
I want this functionality in game. I just want it to be fully refined and defined. And I can say that
first
about
time around, it's not going to
dozens
be.
of other systems in Star Citizen.
It's not going to be first timer.
Is a
Come on,
particularly valuable item in Star Citizen, like mineable or something that you can get easily? Is that an exploit? You doing that repeatedly?
Yeah, okay. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, if you're getting, I don't know, Hadanite, and you're just replicating Hadanite, hundreds and hundreds of Hadanite, like if you can replicate a stack of 100 Hadanite, okay, that is an issue. But again, things like that should not be able to be replicated. You shouldn't be able to replicate them. They should literally have everything tagged. Armor, weapon, utility, containers, all those kind of things. I feel like that is okay. Minables and things should be all in a whole separate bracket where you can't get them. Like, rare items should also be in a different bracket. You can't get them. Even food. If it's not like something we have to inject the food into your ship or whatever, like a burrito, you shouldn't be able to replicate a freaking burrito with what, bro? Organic 3D printed food? Nah, son.
To get money, or that whatever the meta is that an exploit? Well, not really, but
It's an exploit. If you're
using
if what you're doing is you're literally using it to do like minables and things, yeah, you're exploiting. If you're using it to replicate things that are literally organic matter that you have to go out on a moon and get, you're exploiting. You know you're exploiting, and you should get penalized. Period. Like, we're talking about like what do you mean?
Using unintended systems or taking advantage of the alpha to get a load of money in a way that might not necessarily have been fully thought out by CIG. And I see this, for the most part, the same as that. But obviously, some people are taking it to the extreme. Some people are duping items that aren't.
But yeah, look, at the end of the day, right, this is the thing, right? And look, this is the thing. Y'all know I'm going to be honest with y'all. We have to still put some fingers on CIG and be like, okay, guys, next time before you implement something like this, think a little bit more, guys, okay? Think a little bit more. Because it shouldn't have been this easy to mess around with. think a little bit more. It's not entirely their fault because they want this in the game. It's just unrefined, and the game isn't released yet, so they're still obviously trying things out. So it's not going to be perfect again, first time around. But we have to say, you got to put a little bit of like a few safeguards when you're putting things that could actually be super damaging to the game. There has to be some safeguards there. Put some safeguards in that thing.
Aren't intended to be repaired, duplicated, or whatever, as it were. But I suppose what it is, as you kind of said earlier, when you're duplicating an item, that's kind of not intended. And when you're using that to duplicate items that are super rare or mission items.
Yeah, rare items and things. Yeah, that should not be intended. That should not be done.
Kind of glad that it's happening now.
Yeah, when it comes to exploits, I think part of it is how easy is it done? Like, if you're having to go out of your way to do something absolutely ridiculous to do this, then you got to ask yourself if you're exploiting, you know?
Yeah. And in this case, it's a feature mixed with exploits. It's a feature that people can exploit.
When you do it over and over again, you're exploiting. That's the thing. If you have to go super out of your way, it's dead on. Oh my God, that's an exploit. But when you've done something once, you're like, oh, that seemed a little bit weird. They do the second time. Oh, that seems a little weird. Then now you're on your 30th time doing it back to back. You know you're exploiting. It's not just a feature anymore. You know you're exploiting, and there's no doubt in your brain. You know you're exploiting.
Exploiting because I'm doing it. I think everyone's doing it that was aware that they could.
I'm not doing it.
Have those items.
No, but that's the thing. I'm not doing it. A lot of you guys aren't doing it. So if people are doing it, they know what they're doing, gang. And if you're doing it after you learn it's an exploit, then you know what you're doing, gang. There's a bunch of you guys who've been playing for years who are like, Steph, don't do it. And oh, I'm not doing it because it's obviously an exploit. So if you're doing it, you know what you're doing, gang. Don't lie about it. Don't try to play it's just a feature. It's just you know what you're doing, gang. Take it. Accept it. If you want to be devious, accept the fact that you're devious.
Obviously, the other side of this is people saying, well, if it's doable in game, how can it be wrong?
Yes.
You know, if the game allows me to do it.
And that's what I want. I want all these.
Okay. I'm going to draw a line right there. Let's draw a line right there. If it's doable in game, then how's it an exploit? Because sometimes things aren't programmed or the script isn't written properly and things happen that shouldn't be happening in the game. Just because it's doable in the game doesn't mean just because you can freaking mesh through walls on GTA or get cheats in GTA, that's doable in the game. If you go to a certain building, you fall through and you land in a freaking casino room and you can buy everything for free. Just because you can do that in the game doesn't mean it's supposed to be done in the game now. Come on, let's be real about it. Come on.
Systems to be handled in game and for these to not occur. And the way you have them not occur is by people discovering them. With exploits, do you think that people should be as loud about them as possible to draw attention to them so they get fixed, or stealthily inform CIG through some system to go, look, this is a bug that I've discovered.
Here's where y'all are gonna probably hate me. I do believe that this method is the methods to go with. When you tell people, hey, your trousers are unbuckled, they might be like, nah, I don't care. Yeah, you're lying to me. I'm not even gonna look. But if you go, hey, your trousers are unbuckled, they'll be like, oh crap, everyone's looking. Oh no, my trousers. I think being loud about it forces them to fix things. Being loud about things forces their hand. They have to fix things. So y'all might hate me for it because it kind of goes against the whole thing where my guy's not like blah, 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 blah. But it's the way to go. You have to be loud about it. Because if you're loud about it and a lot of people start doing it, they have to fix it. But if it's like, oh, hey, look, it's not the smart people, the people who are literally here to be like this thing, right? You have to understand. A lot of people who are doing this egregiously 1,000 times a day, right? Those people are normally the griefers, the sourpots, the salties who want to go into the game when it goes live to annoy the crap out of people. They want to be the ones who have the biggest ships and they're just going around killing people. They want to be the ones who are going to be the pirates and all the pirate organizations going around and pissing people off and ruining people's days. They want to get all this money now, so when the server goes fully live and everyone is playing, they don't have to go do missions. They don't have to go do any grind. They can just piss people off and get a laugh and a kick out of it. So if we get it stored, if we stomp that thing out now, they're not going to be able to make as much money to go and start doing that so much earlier, giving people more time to enjoy the game and making it so they have to go and grind. There's so many people who do this just so they don't have to grind and they just piss people off, bro. It happens everywhere. It happens in every game, man. So yeah, being loud about it, yeah, we do that shit.
I don't want to put it on the issue council because I don't want people to know about it, because I don't want it then to be guides on YouTube on how to do it. So what do you think? What's your thoughts on that?
I think just issue counsel it, and if people make videos on it, then like going,
Nah,
this is
ramp
how
it up.
get
Ramp
X,
it up. Nah.
so many like guns
Ramp
or
it up,
whatever, you
ramp it
know.
up.
But yeah, like if people are going out and making videos, then they're idiots.
Well,
No, you gotta
not
ramp it
necessarily
up.
the thoughts of Senior and not necessarily the thoughts of Board Gamer. So, more specifically, if you are making a video that goes, look how to exploit, look how to cheat.
Yeah, instructional videos.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I don't mess with that. Look, I don't mess with that. There's many times where like people come to me like, yo, Steph, I found this exploit on like Arc or whatever. Do you want to come and make a video about it? And I'm like, nah, gang, I don't do exploits because I like to play the game. I like the grind. I'm playing this game so I can play the game and achieve things. Why would I want them to just give me a bunch of money or make a bunch of money super easily because I'm doing a cheat? I'm not 10 anymore. I don't go on GTA and type in money cheat 100 million. I don't play Sims and go, type in mother load, enter. I don't do that no more. Why am I playing the game if I just want to cheat? Why am I playing? Especially a live service game with other people in the universe where I'm connecting with people across the world. Why am I cheating?
Instructional videos on look how to
people
exploit the
telling
system.
people how to cheat.
Not
That's for me is like,
look at this feature. I want it to be cool, or you can do this. That's fine because it's a thing you can do in game. If you're actively encouraging people
to exploit,
that is the bad thing.
That's
That
a
is
bit
the
twisted.
silly thing.
Yeah.
I would like to see potentially an issue counsel button for this is sensitive, and you could use that for look. I found a cheat. I found an exploit.
Won't listen.
I want to report a specific.
They won't
player.
listen. Trust.
Things like that. Or
They won't listen. If it's not loud and people say it's game breaking, they won't listen. Like, yeah, this has been, in my opinion, blown out of proportion, but for a good reason. Because if it's a thing where you can make a bunch of money like that, yeah, it should be fixed. But like, is it that serious? No. But should it be blown out of proportion to get it heard? Yeah, 100%.
or I need to report this. Someone's doxed someone cleverly in game by like doxing their address on a salvage ship hull. Something like, do you know what I mean? Like you don't want to broadcast that, but you do need it to be solved.
That's a thing that can happen.
So I would like it's
How can I get my address from my ship?
stealth button on the issue council.
But yeah, okay. If that is the only exploit that's going on right now, that y'all don't know how lucky that's the only thing happening, bro. I have seen things. I have seen exploits that you never ever want to see in a game. Oh, I have seen them. But this isn't too bad. It was, from what I'm seeing online, it has been blown out of proportion, but I do get you want to be a siren about it, because if it goes on for too long, then it can be damaging. So I do, in my opinion, being loud about it will probably get you heard than being quiet about it. And look, if you look around in the world, if you look around and see who's being heard right now, it's the loud people. So if we're like, oh, we're doing the right thing by putting it in the right way, we're going to be overstepped. We're going to be overlooked. The people in the world right now getting what they want are being loud. And I hate to say it, but it seems like it's the method that's working now. It seems like that's the meta. So be loud about it, it gets it fixed. Be pissed about it, it gets it fixed. And that's my thing, is I would rather be pissed about something and getting it fixed than saying, oh, let's just be nice about it and we never see it fixed. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. That's my final thing, is it's not terrible. I thought it was a lot worse. I really did think it was a lot worse, but that's not that bad. Everybody calm down. Everybody hold your horses. Put your panties back on. It's not that bad. Holy Christ. I thought it was the end of Star Citizen. I was like, I've only been playing for 2 months. Don't kill the game. No. Come on, guys. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. And honestly, if they just compensate players who've been playing for a long time since 4.0 dropped, just give them like 200,000, 100,000 to start with when the wipe happens, and I think it's gonna be okay. I do feel like players will be more accepting of the fact that they're doing this to fix this issue, rather than just not wiping it all, and then they have to deal with all the crackheads later down the line who have huge ships because they were duping, and then now they're just killing everybody. You know, that's my final verdict. I honestly thought it was gonna be a lot worse, but that's okay. Me personally, I'm fine with that. It's not going to kill my gameplay. The only thing that's going to kill my gameplay is if these people start being dickheads later on when they have all their ships and things they want. Yeah, that might kill my gameplay if I'm keeps getting purposely killed all the time by people who did this thing and have so much money from doing it. Yeah, that'll be a little bit annoying. But apart from that, it ain't too deep. It's not that deep. I think we can all agree it's not that deep, but we do need to get it fixed. You feel me? So yeah, let me know what y'all think about that. Don't forget, if you liked what you heard, go check out Board Gamers channel as well. You guys are requesting that I react to some other people as well, so I'm going to be doing that as well. I'm going to be looking at some videos. But yeah, I just want to get this out of the way because y'all be talking about it, and I don't like talking too much about things that I don't know about. So now I know a little bit of it, so I can actually like reply to you guys and have actual conversations with y'all. So yeah, let me know what y'all think about it. Let me know what you think about it. Don't forget, like, subscribe. We're running into that 1K, and I'll see you guys on the next one.